What if the one thing standing between you and the life you were meant to live is you? You have the vision. You've set the goals. You've even felt that surge of motivation, that fire that tells you, this time, it's different. And yet, you stall, you loop, you hesitate. You find yourself circling the same mountain again and again. It's frustrating, isn't it? To know better, but not do better. To have a vision in your heart that your daily actions haven't caught up to yet. You say you're ready, you want it. But some part of you still fears what happens when you get it. Because when you finally reach the edge of becoming, you're forced to let go of who you've been. And that's terrifying. You whisper doubts like prayers. What if I try and fail? What if they see I'm not who they think I am? What if the dream is bigger than me? It's not that you're lazy, or broken, or unworthy. It's that, somewhere deep inside, you're still in your own way. And that stops today. You've overcome so much already. You've risen through pain, doubt, confusion, maybe even trauma. You've rebuilt yourself in silence, pushed forward when no one was watching, healed from things no one ever apologized for. And yet, the moment things start moving forward, you pull back. You start comparing yourself to others. You get distracted. You self-sabotage. You shrink when you should stand tall. This isn't weakness. This is conditioning. It's the echo of old beliefs, the ones that tell you to stay safe instead of grow bold. But growth was never meant to be safe. And you didn't come this far to play small. So how do you get out of your own way? How do you stop tripping over patterns that no longer serve you? It begins with awareness, and it unfolds in a few mental shifts, quiet revolutions that will change everything. Let's begin with the truth no one says out loud. Comparing yourself to others will always make you smaller. Someone will always be further along. Someone will always look like they have it figured out. But you don't know their cost. You don't know what it took, or what they sacrificed. And more importantly, their path is not your path. You weren't made to follow someone else's blueprint. You were made to build your own. So drop the comparisons. Pick up the mirror. And I don't mean the surface mirror, the one that reflects your face. I mean the inner one, the one that reflects your choices, your habits, your truth. Ask yourself, what do I have today that I've been overlooking? Because the fastest way to lose your power is to think someone else holds it. And once you reclaim that power, you need to direct it. Because clarity without direction still leads nowhere. The reality is, most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're scattered, busy but not focused, active but not intentional, always moving but rarely moving forward. You can spend a lifetime being productive and still not move the needle. If you want to get out of your own way, you need to put the blinders on. Be ruthlessly intentional with your days, with your thoughts, with your energy. Before you open your phone, open your mind. Before you respond to the world, respond to your purpose. Ask yourself every morning, what matters most today? And then honor the answer with everything you've got. The more intentional you become, the less room there is for self-sabotage. But even intention fades if you forget why you started. Because when things get hard, when you're tired or uncertain, it's not your plan that saves you. It's your purpose. It's that deeper why, the one that doesn't waver when things go wrong. If you don't know your why, you'll keep drifting. You'll chase goals that don't belong to you. You'll confuse movement for meaning. But when you remember your why, you realign. You rise differently. You fight for something that matters. Purpose is the only compass that doesn't change when the storm rolls in. Your emotions will rise and fall. Motivation will come and go. But purpose? Purpose is rooted. It steadies you when everything else is shaking. So ask yourself, why are you really here? Who are you here to serve? What drives you when no one's watching? And if the answers aren't clear, don't panic. Get curious. Because your purpose isn't found, it's uncovered. And the more you uncover it, the less room there is for self-doubt to lead. And that shift from being purposeless to purpose-fueled is where something beautiful happens. You stop making it all about you. Self-focus can become a trap. Overthinking, self-judgment, fear of failure. But service pulls you out of your head and into the world. It reminds you that you weren't made to be impressive. You were made to make an impact. Imagine a version of you that wakes up asking, "Who can I lift today?" Not for applause, not for credit, just because you can. When you start asking, "Who can I help today?" you stop obsessing over whether you're good enough. You start becoming someone useful, someone others can count on, someone who changes rooms just by walking into them. Not because you're loud, but because you're grounded in service. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because you've stopped performing. You've stopped needing to be seen and started showing up to see others. Benjamin Franklin asked himself every morning, "What good shall I do today?" It's simple and revolutionary. You don't need to be perfect, just generous. You don't need to be fearless, just willing to serve. And as you serve, something grows inside you. A quiet belief that you're capable, that you belong. And that belief, it's not given, it's earned. Because belief isn't a gift, it's a muscle. And if you don't build it, you'll break under pressure. The world reflects back what you project. If you walk around doubting your worth, the world will agree with you. But if you move like someone who knows they belong, eventually you do. Confidence doesn't come first. Courage does. So act as if. Speak as if. Lead as if. Not fake it till you make it, but be it while you become it. That version of you you're chasing, they're not waiting at the finish line. They're forged in the fire of every small moment you choose belief over fear. And here's the wild part. The moment you stop needing permission is the moment everything begins to open. You don't need to hustle harder. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to move with clarity, with intention, with purpose. And most importantly, you need to get out of your own way. Stop guarding your limits. Stop entertaining your old excuses. Stop worshiping the version of you that's afraid to begin. The path was never blocked. You were just standing in the middle of it. So step aside and step into who you truly are. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel more ready. Now. Because there's a version of you waiting on the other side of fear. Not perfect, not polished, but fully alive. And they're not waiting for you to be ready. They're waiting for you to begin. And maybe, just maybe, the life you've been dreaming of isn't waiting at some distant finish line. It's waiting for your next decision. So what will you do now that nothing is in your way?